to talk to you, the regular Joes.
To movies and toys and TV shows, comics and collecting and superheroes. There's no end to the useless stuff they know. But don't call them geeks, they're just regular Joes.
Welcome to the Regular Joes podcast. I'm Dave Pisani.
I'm Barry Kay.
And I'm Todd Pleasant.
What's going on, everybody? Is everyone having the weird weather we're having?
I know we're
Probably not, because we're in the Northeast. But, yes, a week ago I had air conditioning on. Now I have heat on.
And the other night it was all purple outside. So
oh, yeah. I didn't get to see that. Those Aurora Borealis or whatever, Northern Lights. You supposedly could see them where we are, too.
Yeah, I actually heard that and was going to go out and look last night, but it was kind
I'll send you some pictures I took. I'll tell you,
out.
With the naked eye, I could see, little streaky things, and then I would take a picture, and it would be, bright purple. And it was crazy. But my eye just wasn't picking it up.
That's interesting.
So,
yeah, I saw some of that.
I often don't see people who are actually aliens either. So, it's just saying.
There you go. I hate when that happens.
So. Or the magic picture things. They don't work for me either. So.
Oh, magic eye posters?
Yeah.
From the 80s or whenever?
Never could see those. Could stare at them all
when
day
the
long.
mall was the thing?
Yep.
So you never saw the schooner in Mallrats?
Nope. I never never saw any of them. It's right there. Nope. Never saw them.
It's a sailboat. It's a schooner. Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm quoting Mallrats now.
Mallrats. The three people who've seen it are, it's Mallrats.
You're all excited, Barry.
I have a very, very rare Mallrats poster that I didn't know was rare for the longest time, but it's that magic eye poster. And way back in the day, my one of my jobs, I used to get movie posters from the studios all the time, and they would just send us stuff. And I got that poster, and I tacked it up on the wall in my office because I liked Mallrats. And I found out years later they only printed 100 of those.
Oh, that's cool.
Or some crazy thing.
Kevin Smith have pinholes in the side.
Mine had pinholes in it, but I still have it. Yeah, Kevin Smith was talking about how rare that poster was once, and I'm like, oh crap, I have one.
Is that the one that you have signed, or that's a different one?
No, I have the regular Mallrats movie poster signed.
I was reading an article. This is while we're on the subject of here's a bunch of rare vinyl albums that are worth money, and one of them was Xanadu. But and I'm like, I have that. Is that worth money?
Is it the weird colored one? Because it was
$2,500. No, it's a picture disc.
Oh yeah.
That Olivia supposedly had pulled because she hated the picture on it, and there's only 1,000 of them out there,
wow.
And they're worth $1,500 or something.
All right, I know we're way off topic here, but since you mentioned Olivia, I saw something on YouTube last night that I had absolutely never seen before. Olivia Newton-John on a Bob Hope special where she's being Princess Leia.
Oh yeah.
And then Mark Hamill shows up at the end of it as Luke Skywalker.
I remember when we were going through that thing with Donnie Marie that showed up.
I don't remember ever seeing that clip. I feel like last night when I
got to
watched
hunt
it,
that down. I have not
seeing
seen
it for the first time. Because there's another... I think Lawrence Welk is in the bit, too.
Oh, really? I don't remember that. Who does he play? B. Arthur?
No, he plays some robot, and Bob Hope is dressed like Darth Vader. Bob Hope is manhandling Olivia Newton-John.
He manhandled everyone, I'm sure.
And she is cracked. She's losing... She's breaking character, all through the whole thing, because he's got his hands all over her. Yeah, pretty crazy clip.
I need to check that out.
Yeah, those guys. Well, I miss Olivia.
And Mark Hamill shows up in what looks like the Luke Skywalker farm boy costume.
Really?
With the Stormtrooper belt and the
That's probably sitting in some
Burbank
studio someplace.
yep.
in the
It didn't
closet.
look like something that they made up for the appearance. It looked like the actual costume.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway.
I'll have to check that out. Anyway, all right. Today we're going to talk about we'll be all over the place, but we do have a plan. So don't think, it's not one of those. It's one of those again. No, Brian and Daryl aren't here, so it's not one of those.
Yeah, if the other guys are here, we had nothing planned.
We had nothing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's always a good
And
time.
they
we
know
just
that
wanted to
too.
hang out with our
And-
friends.
And
Yeah.
they know that too, so it's not a surprise to them.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely well known.
Let's go some random. Todd, what do you got?
Okay, so something I've been excited about for a while is Batman Caped Crusader, which we now have a release date for, and there's some pictures out for it. Amazon kind of rescued this from Max, who was originally producing it for.
Wasn't J.J. Abrams involved in that?
J.J. Abrams, and Bruce Timm, and Ed Brubaker, Matt Reeves. So it's got great creators behind it. The idea is this is supposed to be what Bruce Timm wanted to do with the animated series, but was constrained by making it kid-friendly. And so it's going to be a much more adult animated Batman series. Visually looks really cool. They're kind of leaning into the very noir, like 1940s-ish stuff. There are some tweaks to the characters that some people have been commenting about online, but I'm really excited for this. It's very cool. I mean, Batman has basically the Batman costume that he premiered in, with like short wrist gloves and a very small bat in his chest. And again, I'm really interested to see where this goes and very excited. And we get this August 1st, which they just finally said. So I'm very, very excited for that. So
That's cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Barry.
They announced this week that they're making 2 new Lord of the Rings movies. I'm sure Dave is thrilled about this. The first movie is going to be called Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum, directed and starring Andy Serkis.
God, I hate that. The only thing I hate more than Lord of the Rings is that Gollum.
Continue.
And apparently Peter Jackson and his crew are going to be producing and involved every step of the way.
Getting checks.
Well, I don't know what the source material is for any of this, so I'm sure they're just making it up as they go. But
based
I'm
on
down
The
for it.
Hobbit, it's probably a short story that they're going to make 2 movies out of. So,
Probably. I'm down as long as the quality is up there with the movies. I'm down for it.
I am dubious since The Hobbit, but we'll see. We'll see, because that was an atrocity.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
stretching a
I would
shorter
love,
story out into 3 movies like that. And
I would love to see The Hobbit edited down to just The Hobbit. I think we've said that many times.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Except that they threw out key scenes and added things that didn't happen in the book, and because of that, you can't even edit that down to the core story.
Right. But at least here,
Yeah.
at least I'm assuming that this is going to be based on not based on something that we all have such an affinity for. So maybe it'll.
We'll see. That's interesting with a Lord of the Rings series going on Amazon too. That they're going there. So, but
yeah. Sorry, my house.
Speaking of Andy Serkis,
which
and
never.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but I'm not. I don't plan on seeing this Planet of the Apes movie. It's just, to me, it's just like all CGI. It's just a CGI.
He's not involved
fest.
in it, right?
Isn't he the Caesar guy?
No, I don't think he's in it anymore.
no,
This
it's
is
a
the
Really?
first
different
Does it?
story.
But okay.
I
Does it
probably
matter?
will see it. I've seen all of them in the theater, and I like them. So
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't like the last one because of Woody Harrelson, of course, but
I don't
Todd's
think I
like,
saw the last
Woody
one.
Harrelson was in one?
he was, and I saw
Yeah.
that in the theater, and I liked it, and they killed him.
I
so that
saw
was
it.
good.
I didn't like that one. I think I liked one of them, but they're saying this is the beginning of another trilogy.
Which
perhaps,
makes sense
but
because they went forward in time, and yeah.
I just feel like it's like, is it like 80% CGI? That's the only.
Well, it's,
Yeah, I'm looking it up. I don't think Andy Serkis is involved
not.
in this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
whatever.
the-
Doesn't matter then.
So,
it's-
so either
yeah.
it's either you look at adults in ape costumes and try to like just reconcile that and say, oh yeah, it's just not really what I'm looking at, or I thought
Or
they
just
did,
don't
the
make
CGI
it.
was really good, well done, and I know this is better. And, it's a story about apes. I mean, it's, yeah.
I had one of them on in my office today while I was working. It was the one with Kerry Russell.
Yep.
And I kind of lost interest as they went along. I mean, I never
feel
even
like
saw the last
I saw
one.
them. I couldn't begin to think to watch them again, and I don't know which is which.
I feel like if I was going to reinvest, I'd need to watch them all over again just to make sure I felt like I understood what the hell was going on.
I think this is more of a jumping off point. I think this is again, they moved, a significant amount of time into the future, and this is kind of like the road to the Planet of the Apes where Taylor shows up. This is kind of like,
Well, that's what I did read an article by the director who said that there is the potential. This is sort of, if it did well enough, the potential for a sequel. And his idea, which I do like, is that it leads to the first 1968 movie and then stops. Not let's remake that movie, which I like that idea. If you're going to bring
I
it
could live
to
with that.
that.
I mean, we really didn't see anything in that continuity. We didn't see anything between Battle. Battle was the last one.
Battle was the last one.
Yeah. Between Battle and chronologically, anything between Battle and Planet of the Apes. So there's a lot of unexplored territory there, even though they're kind of in a different story. But
Well, he's trying to claim that it is, but he wants it to lead into that, and then that's where it starts, and then
it goes. Then it goes right into the Tim Burton film. So
I was going to say, if they're going to remake the original, it has to have Mark Wahlberg in it. It just has to.
It's funny, and I think it was on IMDb. They're like, rank your favorite thing. I don't always do that, but of course I picked the original. It's number one. Some of these two are 2 and 3. The Mark Wahlberg is number 4. That just proves
seriously.
There's freaking morons
So I've
out
read
there.
3 different. I think it was like Cineblend and a couple. I've read 3 different lists of the movies ranked, and all 3 lists I have found, that one is the last one of the 10.
I'm hoping this is a new enough thing that they'll get there, but there are morons out there who actually like that movie.
It's crazy even to think that there are 10 Planet of the Apes movies, to be quite honest.
Well, it's yeah.
I think there's 9. I certainly don't count that one.
Okay, I was going to say. So you're just discounting one. Yeah.
Well, that's not. It's not in. These sort of live.
There are
in
3
a timeline.
continuities. There are 3 continuities.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one. I still have that that Helena Bonham Carter figure. It's in the attic. I came across it. We were going to do something horrible to it.
Yeah, we bought it purposely just to do something horrible.
I don't
to it.
remember. I think I'm blanking this out, and I think I want to. So
wasn't it at a Rhode Island Comic Con? We bought it.
I didn't mean something like disgusting. I
we
mean
were
like
gonna
put it in a
destroy it.
grinder or something.
Yeah, we were going to destroy it.
Not anything.
Take a
deviant
blowtorch
or
to it
sexual.
something. Yeah.
Yes,
I wasn't
we
going
did.
there either. I'm just saying. So.
All right. Anyway, that even wasn't my. Does anyone have more random?
I do have one more.
Yeah, I have more.
Okay.
Okay.
Who wants
going?
to go?
Okay, I'll go. So on May 23rd, a show called Orphan Black Echoes is going to debut. Have either of you guys seen anything about this?
Kristen Ritter's in it.
Kristen Ritter's in it.
That's all I know.
So part of me is very curious about this. The trailer looks interesting. Part of me really feels like it would have been better if they just left this alone. Because I think...
Which is Orphan Black?
What's that?
The one with the Hulk girl in it?
Yeah. You watched it.
What's the other thing? What's...
Oh, girl.
You watched it, I didn't.
Okay, yes. That was
I
Orphan
gave up
Black.
on the last season.
Okay.
What's that other thing that's the trilogy of different things?
Dark Mirror. Black Mirror.
Dark Mirror.
Yeah, Black
Matter.
Mirror.
Some Orphan Black. Dark Mirror. There's so many. It's all confusing to me. The one where Haley Atwell buys.
So anyway,
the
I'm going to check this
robot
out.
dude.
I think it's interesting.
That was hot.
And it's airing in the UK right now, and I guess it aired in Canada in the fall. So
Canada gets it first because they got nothing else to do.
could be.
It's too cold up there in the winter.
Anyway, at one point she puts on a baseball cap and tries to look inconspicuous, and she looks very Jessica Jones. It's just like, yeah, you're just going to own that. So
She's forever going to be typecast as Jessica Jones and the girl who died on.
Yes,
Breaking
that's
Bad.
right. She's going to be. She's always going to be those two characters. She's going to be.
She was actually in a sitcom that was really funny. She played this girl.
A totally unlikable person. And
Yeah. Something about a bitch. Something.
Yeah, in the B. Something in the B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was just so obnoxious.
And she did a good
But
job with
funny.
it. It was actually pretty funny.
She did do a very good job with it. I don't remember what it was. Something.
God, what she was
The Bitch in
Q's
Apartment
daughter
2B or
she was
something like
Q's
that.
daughter in Breaking Bad. What the hell was her name?
Whose daughter?
John Delancey played her father.
Played her father in Breaking
Oh,
Bad.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I didn't know. I thought you were.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of what it was.
It was something. The Bitch in Apartment. Something.
Yes. Yeah. The B in Apartment. Yes. But anyways, yeah. So she's done some memorable things. We'll see. And we'll be seeing her again in Daredevil next year. So.
The Ben Affleck one.
Is there any
Just
other
keep moving.
Daredevil?
Just keep moving.
All right, speaking of Marvel.
I hope he makes a cameo in something.
Yeah, it would be good. Bob Iger has officially said that Marvel will no longer make more than 3 movies a year and 2 shows a year. That still seems like a lot.
Anyway. That's
Right?
like.
Okay, but 2 shows.
That
a
was
year,
his big announcement?
Okay, but does that include animated stuff?
I don't. He wasn't that specific.
That's
Because-
almost. If they had a year where they had more than that, maybe
Yeah,
3
they have.
movies
Oh,
and
yeah,
3
they-
shows.
There
had-
was a year they had 4 movies.
Yeah, they've had more
You
than
can't
that.
count like all those Netflix things going on at the same time. That's sort of pre.
Right. That's pre.
all
But
this.
but again, one of my favorite things on right now is X-Men '97. I hope they're not considering that one of the 2 shows for next year, and that
They probably are, but he didn't say. But I'm imagining that animation and live action both count as shows.
So we could theoretically get a season of What If and a season of that,
Well, but
and that'd be it.
think about it. When was the last live action Marvel series? Echo, which nobody cared about.
Echo.
Right, it was, yeah. But
And that was
we're
when?
getting
That was
Daredevil
December?
next year. No, but I'm saying, so we know we're getting Daredevil next year. Okay?
Aren't we getting Ironheart too?
And,
think
and
that's on
when is when is Agatha? Aren't we getting Agatha?
That's
at some
supposed
point
to be soon,
this
too.
year?
That's what I'm saying. So he's got to mean 2 live action things.
Yeah, maybe. But still, I mean,
3
to come
movies
out
is
and
too
say
much.
we're reducing
2
the amount
movies.
of output, we're only going to do 3 movies and 2 shows a year. That still feels like a lot.
It's too much. 2 movies is even too much.
They were a lot
One
more
in
ambitious than that from the get-go with Disney+.
Christmas and summer. That's all you need. But I don't even think they have movies. What's in the can? The new Captain America. What else is there?
Oh, the one with Harrison Ford that's coming
Right,
out.
That's the Captain America.
Yeah, no.
no. That's not.
Thunderbolts.
The Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
I don't think the Thunderbolts is soon.
It's next summer, not this. It's next summer, not this
Captain
summer.
America's this year.
Captain America's this year. I know.
And
that.
then Thunderbolts is next July, I think.
Yeah.
So
It's just amazing how we had this stuff committed to memory like a couple of years ago, and now it's like
It's
Well,
kind
part
of
of it is
started
because
Yeah,
sucking,
but
keeps
though.
changing.
That's the problem.
Barry, if you look back, I think it was never more than 6 months between movies, and so it was pretty easy to have it all mapped
yeah,
out.
that's true.
But it also
Now
stopped being good
it's a lot
after
longer
Endgame.
stretches. I mean, if you look at from when Captain America from the Marvels, which a lot of people have forgotten already, to when Captain America comes out, it's going to be a long stretch. So
Yeah, we were sitting at dinner the other night, and Maria said to me, "Did you know that there was a Marvel movie that came out, and we missed it?" And I'm like, "Which one?" And she's like, "I don't know. It's the one with the." And she started, and I'm like, "You mean Madam Web?" Like, yeah, you're right. We didn't go see that.
yeah, no, that's not
That-
a Marvel movie. That's it.
That comes out this week
I
on
know.
streaming.
I think. None of us have seen it, right?
No, we said we were going to live stream
I think
it.
we should do a commentary on it and watch it. Don't watch
Not
it
having
until we
seen
watch
it.
it together. Right? Exactly.
Yes.
We
Yes.
have to watch it together.
We could do that next week.
I honestly might be too old for that. I don't know if I can commit time to something I know is bad at this point.
But we're
And
going to
it's
do
terrible.
it as the show, Todd.
Okay.
Well, all the stuff you watch.
I know
Tell me
that,
about it.
and I'm saying it's like but I don't watch anything that I go into knowing it's bad. So it's like this is just
But that's the whole idea of this.
Come on, we did it at Dave's house a couple
Which is
weeks ago
actually
when we
a
watched
good
the
segue
freaking
to one of
Highlander.
our topics tonight. So, yeah.
All right, well, we'll have to work on that. We'll work on Todd for that. I think that could be fun.
Um.
All right, does anybody else have any other random? Because I have one.
Yes, I had another
Okay,
random.
You go. Do yours.
Sigourney Weaver supposedly in talks to be in the next Mando movie.
Yeah, I saw that too in the Mando movie. Anyway, Mando and
Yeah,
Grogu.
well, in
Yeah.
the Mando movie.
Will it be a
That's
digitally
interesting.
generated teenage version of her?
Maybe she'll be an older woman.
No, those are the Avatar movies.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Or maybe she'll be a voice and not even in it, physically.
She's going to be the female voice of the female Grogu.
Maybe she'll be the voice of Yaddle. All right, speaking of Sigourney Weaver, and I know this is really more of an off-the-show topic than an on-the-show topic, did you ultimately break down and order that Aliens...
I did order it. Did you?
Did you order the digital or the physical?
Digital. I'm not paying $100.
I agree. I was leaning towards the digital.
We're
but
talking
then I was
about
thinking,
Aliens...
Expanded? Aliens
Expanded. There's a whole documentary series.
Which by the time this
Documentary.
airs, the Kickstarter will have closed.
Today, yes.
No, I think it's the 15th. Isn't it the 15th?
13th. I think it's the 13th.
Oh, is it today? Okay, then I'm going to have to make a decision in the next few hours.
The thing is, okay, anyway, it has showed up on my Facebook and Instagram feed every day, multiple times for the past month. So they are definitely putting money behind it. But
Up until a few days ago, we didn't know Sigourney Weaver was even
because
involved.
Barry and I were saying, like, oh, everyone's in it except for Sigourney Weaver. And they just announced that she's in it, like... But meanwhile, it ships in June.
They must have been... They obviously knew she was in it. They were just holding that out as like a last-minute thing.
I don't know. It's just odd.
I don't buy that, Barry. I think she's so much of a draw. I think that you'd be selling that from minute one. I wonder whether she had to approve her stuff or something like that.
But you had
I
Jim
bet
Cameron.
I bet it was clearances.
They were announcing
That's
Jim
declared.
Cameron as part of it for weeks.
Yeah, but he may have done that already. But what I'm saying is, if she didn't sign off, they couldn't use.
That's what I think it
Yeah,
is.
they
guess.
couldn't use her.
I mean-
Because
Now, they filmed it for sure,
Yeah.
and they were working on clearances, and they extended the deadline by a week. And then as soon as they extended it, they announced her. So they must have extended
what
it.
that is. So she
and they
may
got
well
their
have wanted to
clearances.
see what,
$50 is a lot of money for a digital download, but it looks like, based on everybody they have involved, it looks like it's got to be a good
The fact that
documentary.
Cameron's in talking about it,
And everybody
I've-
that's still, it's like everybody who's alive seems to be in it. So
I've spent $50 on stupider things. I hope
now
it's
I
not
know
a
I
waste.
have two.
But we'll see. You know what's not stupid? Fanboy Collectibles. They got everything you need. I don't even know how differently to put it. Hot Toys, got them. Sideshow, Pops, statues, Hasbro. You get lightsabers, you get helmets. So Toys make some good, I don't want to use the word unlicensed, but things that you may want.
Gentle Giant statues and mini
Gentle
busts.
Giant statues, all that good stuff.
Clash of the Titans Bubo, if you need that. I mean,
Yes, I didn't know what that was for a second, but yes, the owl.
the owl from
They
Clash of the
got
Titans.
that. So check those guys out, fanboycollectibles.com. That's a website. And then they have a store in Newtown, Connecticut, where you can go visit them Monday through Friday. I don't believe they're open on Saturdays. But when you go or you can call them. You go tell them the regular Joe sent you.
I have a package arriving tomorrow from them.
Yep.
Very excited.
weekends by appointment only. So
There you go. Is that true?
yeah, that's what it says on the website.
Oh, there you go. Give him a call. Trey's a good man. He'll take care of you. Okay.
All right, so before I did say I had one more random, and you jumped to the
You
commercial.
did? I didn't even hear you say that.
I did. Well, and we talked about it before the show too. So
Oh, we thought that was a thing you were going to talk about. We didn't necessarily know that was a random.
I originally said we'd do it in random. I can do it now. I can
Let's
do it
talk
later.
about it. He's got something to talk about. Go ahead.
No, it's so they released a whole bunch of merchandise for May the 4th at Galaxy's Edge. One of which was a bunch of new kyber crystals. Those crystals you can put in lightsabers or in their Jedi holocrons. One of the ones that they released was a Rey kyber crystal. And apparently, if you put it in the holocron, and you get it to say all the different phrases it says, it's supposedly Rey's voice, although that does not sound like
It doesn't
Daisy
sound
Ridley.
anything like this.
That's the woman who does her voice in like
She's got like a Liverpool Cockney.
she
accent.
does. There's certain phrases. I think this is like the person
so
who
not
voices
Rey.
her in games and stuff like that.
Probably, but I was so let's just say it's Rey. It's not Daisy Ridley, but it's Rey. And she's explaining why she took the name Skywalker. Now, I guess we can infer that from watching the movie, but
Of course.
but you shouldn't have to buy a holocron and a kyber crystal to hear the character explain
For
their
those of you at
motivation
home
for doing
who
that.
have no idea what Barry's talking about, think Think a Jedi Magic 8-Ball. That's basically what this is. Okay,
That talks.
yeah, it's like a
It's-
talking
it's
Jedi
a
Magic 8-Ball.
hunk of plastic that you can put a crystal in, and then when
chip,
you touch
like
the
a-
sides of it, it says
talks.
different
It
sayings.
says
I think
phrases.
it should
It's
give
like
you advice. I think that's what it should be. It should just be
Well,
like,
if you shook it and it says "not today" or whatever on the
today.
bottom, that'd be,
Yeah.
But so there's a video on YouTube. You
the
can look it up.
Force says no.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so much more
They
useful.
should have that. I'm surprised they don't
Unlike-
have
So
it.
much more useful.
Star Wars.
It just I've said it before. Like I don't want to have to do homework in order to watch a movie. I don't think that for the first time it's ever said in the character's voice, her motivation for taking the name Skywalker shouldn't be in a holocron and kyber crystal that you buy at Galaxy's Edge. It should have been in the movie, or it should have been somewhere. They never in the movie. They never really explain.
They don't
why
have to say
she's
it, but-
taking
okay, what
that
I
name.
do-
I was just going to say the same thing I think Dave's going to say is she took the name to honor them. And she doesn't have a name. So she took the name to honor them. I don't think it requires any more explanation than that.
Well, it doesn't necessarily require more explanation than that, but that explanation was never given in the movie.
I think you're first of all, you're giving yourself this. To me, this thing is for somebody who hasn't even seen the movies or is too dumb to think about them, and you're not that person.
Okay,
so
No,
I'm
but it
surprised
feels to
Did
me
you
like
think
they are.
she and Luke secretly got married while on the island?
No, of course not. I understood.
It's like,
But she's doing is
Leia
voicing
adopted her at some
a
point.
bunch of
I
phrases
understand
of
why
stuff
she
that
did
happened
it
in the movies.
based on watching the movie. It just feels like it feels to me like this is the beginning of them trying to retcon and set up things for this Rey movie that they're making, because they are blatantly spelling out why she took the name and the fact that she came from evil and all the stuff that's in these like minute and a half worth of clips.
I
don't
mean,
think
all
that's
of this stuff is stuff you could have gotten that you should have inferred from the movie, spelled out
Yes.
for you as if you're an idiot.
That's exactly what it is. That is totally what it is.
So
Somebody in merchandising said, "What are we doing with this crap? I don't know. Put a bunch of phrases in there like these freaking dopes don't even know." That's what they did.
I'm not saying I learned something new here.
Okay,
I'm just
but
saying,
you know what this is? This is the okay. There was a version, okay, of the film with voiceover narration. This is all the things they cut out.
but it just feels weird to me that they would release those phrases and this explanation, like blatant explanation, as part of a theme park souvenir. I don't know. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah,
I bet it. I think you're reading too much into this thing. They wanted to put this out. Let's put. What do we have her say? It probably should have just been lines from the movie.
it should have been launched in the
And
movie, but
instead of
also
that,
now
they're like,
instead it's
I don't know,
her explaining
just-
the movie for
Just give her,
Yeah.
just give her some phrases that
Yeah.
sum up the three movies she's
if
in.
it, on the
That's all it
on the
was.
underside of that holocron thing, it says the sequels for dummies. That's what it says. So it's just like you put it in. And just,
That's exactly what
I
it
guess
is.
it just annoyed me for some reason.
clearly,
You're giving it too much credit.
yeah.
I guess. It's a weird, like, you bring your kid to Galaxy's Edge and they convince you to buy, and this is what it's going to tell you.
Hopefully that's not what they buy. Why? Who would want this?
I don't know.
I don't think this thing is going to sell.
All right, I'm going to let it go. We'll move on. But
I
don't
think
get it.
I really think now I want the Jedi Magic 8-Ball. I just think that like all the answers are in Yoda speak. Cool.
Well, but I get why every kyber crystal you buy, and there's got to be at least 20 different ones at this point, will have different sayings. So that's why
Wait. Do the old ones have sayings in them?
Oh yeah,
because we have like half a dozen here.
But you need a holocron to make them speak.
And no one buys that.
Oh, I am so glad I didn't buy into that shit.
You need to buy the $50 holocron to hear what the $20 kyber crystals each say.
I think, Mark got the purple and the black and the whatever. What do those
Josh
things say?
has like 5 or 6 of them. But
do we know what they say? Any of those?
I bet you it's all on YouTube or on the internet.
It's probably all just...
I bet you none of them would annoy me as much as this one.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm a farm boy.
I'm a farm boy who goes off to fight a war in the stars.
And all I really wanted to do was go to Tashi Station and do something about power converters.
Yes, power converters. Instead,
that's probably what they're all as weak as those.
I bet you they're not, but we'll find out. I'm gonna deep dive on this.
Okay, we'll come back next time.
We'll get back to us
what's in them.
This shouldn't have annoyed me as much as it did.
Clearly,
but
we know you're very much attached to the merch. You are.
As we'll see,
merch is not canon, by the way.
Yeah, no,
I know. All right, what else do you want to talk about?
So, unfortunately, or not that it's not unfortunate, Roger Corman, world-renowned producer of the king of the B movies, passed away. He was 98. That's a good run.
It's a good run.
Very good run. But it's funny, and I wanted to look up his IMDb. I don't know that I've seen a million of his movies. Battle Beyond the Stars, I think, was one of his, but
yep.
He just influenced so many people. Almost every sort of an
entire generation. There's an entire generation
of movie makers. All worked for him at one point or another.
Worked for him because again he did a lot of these things with very, very limited budgets. He would bring in people who were really interested in the industry and not just working, and they all have tremendous things to say about him. And I think now here's somebody who probably could have moved beyond being, the king of B movies if he wanted to, but this was what he was content doing. He liked having the control that he had over what he was producing, and between directing and producing, 400 films. I mean, it's just that's an amazing, amazing career.
Now, I scrolled his lists of movies he directed and movies he produced today.
And I know, Barry, there's going to be one that jumps out for you.
Well, there definitely is a few, but what's interesting is I don't think I've ever seen any of the ones that he directed. But
I'm looking through that list right now. Boy, it goes way back.
But when you look at what he produced and the directors that worked for him...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like early in their career, Francis Ford Coppola, Peter Bogdanovich,
exactly.
Martin Scorsese, Jonathan Demme.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
That's exactly
Ron Howard worked with...
Ron Howard,
all these people... And this is the thing. This guy probably has more influence on Hollywood than, the Hollywood that we have today than any other living figure, just by virtue of all the people who came up through him. So my thing with him originally, and it was years before I even realized this. When I was a kid, I loved the old cheesy Vincent Price horror movies, and they were all Roger Corman films. The Raven, The Haunted Place, Mask of Red Death, House of Usher, Pit and the Pendulum, all these things, and these were all I didn't even realize it at the time. It took me years later before I realized it. And
all this stuff, The Man with X-Ray Eye, this like 4:30 movie,
and that's what that was the thing. They were just Sunday afternoon movies or late afternoon movies, and this was the kind of stuff that he did. It's cheesy, but it's just gloriously cheesy. And I mean, his titles, some of his titles are just ungodly embarrassing. Okay, but it's great. It's this
Bucket
is
of blood.
yeah.
When I was in let's call it elementary school or late elementary school, early junior high, like it was a rite of passage to see Death Race 2000.
Oh my God!
Yes.
It's
It was either you had seen it or you hadn't, and those that had were
Yeah.
like in a
Yeah.
different club. But when you look at the run from 78, he made Piranha. 79, he made Rock and Roll High School.
Wasn't that
So Rock and Roll High School
Cameron?
was the one I thought was going to jump out for you, Barry, and that's
100%. I absolutely love
Yeah.
that movie.
me too.
And then
it's probably the one
Battle
in this
Beyond the
list I've seen the
Stars.
most.
Battle Beyond the Stars
Yeah.
and
Battle
Galaxy
Beyond
of
the Stars.
Terror.
I saw that.
Both made in 1980. I mean, Rock and Roll High School is just an absolute classic for me. But
And again, he probably. I mean, if he had gone like the traditional route, he would have made a third of these films. And in terms of financing and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure a lot of these things didn't do extremely well, but
They didn't cost that much.
they didn't cost that much.
they didn't have to do that well because they made it up when home video became a thing.
Right. Yeah.
You wouldn't have gotten Carnosaur, Carnosaur 2, and Carnosaur 3 without home video.
No, you would not. Was my I
You
think my
look at the
favorite.
ratings on these movies. Everything's like a 3, a 2 out of 10, a
Okay.
4, a 5.
3.3. The Saga of the Viking Women and Their Voyage to the Waters of the Great Sea Serpent. I mean, how could you not want to see that movie? It's
I think. I mean, but there's some. This is the kind of stuff that people learned on. I've worked on some of these crappy when I was in the business. These crappy science fiction movies with no budget, but that's how you learn how to do stuff. And he, I think, embraced that. He wanted to get people to get the experience. The Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Well,
Yeah.
Piranha
Don't
wasn't
forget
that Jim
Fantastic Four.
Cameron's first movie
Yeah.
that he worked on? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe I think Phil Tippett might have done the Piranhas for that movie.
wow.
So yeah, he definitely did a lot for Hollywood. We wouldn't have some of the movies some of the movies and directors we have, now if it wasn't for him taking him under his wing.
Well, he had a good run.
Several years ago he got a sort of lifetime achievement Oscar, and it was driven. I mean that was driven by the people that like I said felt they owed him a great debt, and again he leaves a gigantic footprint, possibly the gigantic footprint of an 80-foot cover girl. Or 60-foot,
Or lizard, or an
60-foot
lizard
cover girl.
Cover girl.
Yeah.
Cheerleader.
So
Cheerleader.
No.
Yeah, I think it was a
He
cheerleader.
Church
He
cover
definitely
girl
brought-
too, though. There's 60-foot cover girls. I saw that one today. So
He definitely brought a lot to the
Yep.
business. So,
Oh, yeah.
So rest in peace. I know you'll be missed. I've seen a lot of people. Ming-Na was in one of his movies. Ron Howard posted something. There was a lot of people who were posting about him over the past day or so. So rest in peace, Roger. You've done a lot of good work.
yep.
Okay, moving right along. So we all watched, at least one, Todd, I'm sure, watched both episodes.
I did. Yeah.
Of course you did. Of Dark Matter, which, what's it on? Remind me.
Apple Plus.
Is it on Apple? Okay, jeez. I can't keep track of any of these things. Again, when Todd mentioned it, I can't keep Dark Matter, Black Orphan, Orphan Black, Dark Mirror, they're all running into each other.
It's
But
not,
this is
it's really not that hard.
This is a totally new thing. It's not. It hasn't been. I felt like this was already on, but it's not.
No.
So,
Well,
it's got
it's a new show. It doesn't necessarily feel like a totally new thing.
Oh, it's a new show.
Feels like
I thought it was.
This topic has been versions of this have been done before.
Yeah, I thought it was a second season or something, but
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was interesting. It definitely sucked you in to pay attention. It didn't. I thought it was going to have a slower burn than it did, and it did not, which is good.
Yeah.
I still, after only one episode, so don't spoil anything. I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like interdimensional or something like that, but
Yeah,
do they
it's
give?
good.
Let me just ask you this: by the second episode, do you have a better sense of what's going on, or no?
very much so. There's a reason they dropped
okay.
2 episodes.
All right, because you had me with Jennifer Connelly, but
Right.
I wasn't necessarily.
No,
feeling...
you'll get to Jennifer Connelly soon. So, it's yes, they go a lot. It probably should have been a 2-hour first episode. I mean, it's a short run series. So, but yeah, so I read the book, and I think the book is absolutely terrific. And I love Blake Crouch. I've read a lot of what he's written. This guy writes crime and he writes science fiction. And it's very rare for someone to do those 2 genres. And this kind of has elements of both in there. And as I kind of describe, it's like the ultimate identity theft story. I think it's really good. One of the things I was really excited about when I first heard about this was he didn't just sign off on the adaptation of this. He's writing this. So he's changed some elements, and he changed the elements because he knew that, he needed to do that to make it work on TV. This was sold before he completed the book to Sony as a film. And then he and Sony, working together, came to the conclusion that there was too much story here for a film, that it just couldn't be boiled down that tight. And that's how it came to be a series. So I'm like I said, I'm excited for it. I think the casting is really good. I think, everything we've seen so far is good. And I think episode 2 takes it up a level, and I think it's just going to kind of go from there. There's going to be some amazing stuff in this based on, like I said, having read the book. And I like
based on that,
Joel Edgerton.
Watch another episode. Then I was feeling like, it was well done. Certainly was well done, but I wasn't feeling compelled like, ooh, I got to see where this is going next.
Yeah, I think
I enjoyed it. I'd watch it another one. I enjoy it better than I'm enjoying some other stuff I'm watching. But you know what? A lot of these things, and again, it could be filmed somewhere. I did feel like it was in Chicago. I mean, I know they did some long shots of the skyline, but
does everyone in Chicago live under the L? That's what I'm wondering, because it just that's how they establish you live in Chicago. You have a very nice house,
exactly.
But it's just under the L.
But some of these things that we've seen take place, they're like either filmed in Toronto or somewhere.
Oh, no question.
And they're in this, you can't tell where you really are. I didn't feel that in this, which was good, I guess. But what other than playing whatever Owen Lars or whoever he played, what has this guy been in? I don't know if
he's been in some movies. I'm looking at his IMDb.
So I will say
a bunch of movies and some TV series. But
I will say the thing that really works for him for me is you're supposed to learn about this character as you go along. You're not supposed to have, a very much predefined definition of who he is. He's supposed to be kind of like an everyman sort of guy, but also so this entire. At its core, this is about it really is the whole kind of multiverse thing where it's like the decisions you make and the consequences of the decisions you make and living with the consequences. And I think they hammer that home a lot more in the second episode. But
that was like that. What was that show that was on NBC or somewhere? Regular Joe wasn't? No, it wasn't Regular Joe. It was something sounded like that. They ripped off our title. But
yeah, I don't know.
They was on last season. I watched the first episode, and this guy, I think it's almost like a quantum leap where if he had made this decision, this would happen, and then they go to the next thing. I don't know that it lasted, and I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't love the way, I'm not going to give a whole lot away here. I didn't love the way that he was sort of kidnapped. That all just felt really weird to me. Like, guy in the mask, and then he tells him to take his clothes off, and then he injects him with something, and you don't know what's going on. Maybe by the second episode I'll get it all. But
that's going to be
that
very
makes
clear.
Perfect sense.
What's that?
Barry's just never kidnapped anyone.
That's
exactly what you do.
It felt too realistic.
Barry. It seems very strange to you, but I got to say he had that worked out. Yeah.
All right, I'll give it a second episode.
See,
give it a second
it's hard for me because I had no question. I knew absolutely positively who the kidnapper was.
Oh, I figured that out too.
And that wasn't, that was, but I also came in knowing who it was. So,
there you go. Well, that helps you.
And that's what I'm saying. So I need to, I need some other,
not only does Todd consume video, he reads or listens to
and
way
both,
more
actually,
than the average person.
Yeah. So, the last series that he did, he was Good Behavior, which was on 2016 through 2017, which was purely a crime thing. And then he did the Wayward Pines books, which I think there was a couple seasons of that too. So, anyways, like I said, really, really good author. I highly recommend his stuff. I know I've talked about at least one of these books before. Like I said, I hope to see more of his stuff. So
it does feel like Apple's doing a lot of the more interesting stuff right now. So,
yeah. Oh, definitely. And this is the kind of thing where, like I said, it was a really good choice to do this as a series because you would have had to like throw away so much of the detail to make this a 2-hour movie that it just couldn't have worked. So this is good, and
all right,
I know the source material and I'm very pleased with it. So we'll see how it goes.
We'll check back in as the season progresses, see if Dave and I follow along.
It's funny. I feel like Apple. Well, I guess Netflix is making money. Obviously, Apple just needs to sell some more phones, and they're fine. And Amazon is just shipping all your packages everywhere, so they're fine. To me, they are the ones making the more interesting stuff.
But that's why Disney is finding all the ways they can to bundle with Hulu and ESPN, and now they announced a Max bundle as well. So
jerk show that is.
It's like they're trying to bundle everything that's not tied to one of those gigantic companies that's making all the money.
And they're all still losing money though.
And they're all losing money. So
yeah, won't even get into that. Okay, so check that out. Let us know what you think. Let's go. What's in the box?
Show you with the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
Regular Joe's What's in the Box.
Barry, what's in the box?
All right. Well, I sent you guys a video of this. I will try to get it in frame. It's freaking huge.
Is this the holocron? Oh, that thing.
This was my what's in the box. This was my purchase on May the 4th. This is a very heavy all wood box that when you slide the cover off,
that's awesome.
It reveals Darth Maul's lightsaber. It's got flashing red LED lights, and it plays like a minute and a half of Duel of the Fates.
That is just bizarre.
Is that the second one? No, we both have the Obi-Wan.
The Obi-Wan and Anakin.
And Anakin one. Have they done other ones?
They did one that was Leia's saber and Rey's reforged saber. That was not in a black and red box like this. That played, I think it was Rey's theme.
Oh, that's cool. Anyway, sorry.
And I think there have been a couple of like Ahsoka and Asajj Ventress box sets, but I don't think they play music.
No, the music is awesome.
The music is awesome, and I mean, the box on this is huge and heavy. It's got the full double lightsaber from Darth Maul on the inside, and it's got all the extra pieces that you could use to either make it single saber, or you can attach them, and you can get blades and attach the blades, and it lights up, and it does all kinds of crazy stuff. But this went on sale May the 4th. We were out and about doing, we were shopping for some stuff we're doing around the house. And I kind of went off into the corner of the store on my phone and was able to order it. It sold out pretty much that day. So they made 7,000
that was a StarWars.com exclusive? Or
no, it's a Disney... It's Galaxy's Edge, so it's Disney Parks.
Oh, it was Galaxy's Edge.
And DisneyShop.com. So you could get it online or you could get it at the park. But they made 7,000 of them, which is a lot, and it sold out
that is a lot.
in a day.
The other one,
I ordered it Saturday,
got was
and it
parks
was here.
only, right?
Yeah, the one that we got was a park only thing. I ordered this that Saturday, and it was here Tuesday.
Really?
I was shocked
No.
how fast it came.
That is cool. The music is awesome.
Yeah,
is
and
great.
I mean, it's got this ring of LED lights around it that they start out solid red, and as the music goes on, they start to pulse with the music. It's actually a really cool effect. So I'll see if I can
cool.
take a video of it in the dark. I'll post it on our Instagram.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So that's what's in my box this week. Dave, what's in the box?
I have a selfish plug of something everyone needs is the Maker Notebook. I didn't have anything else, so I have designed. I'm designing notebooks that are selling on Amazon. It's a whole test thing of you could do this through Amazon, but I made a Maker Notebook that something that you could draw and make notes. So it has. I'm showing you guys. You guys bought it. Thank you very much. But it has graph paper on one side and lined paper on the other side, so you can make notes of your little thing. So I wanted to test this Kindle Direct Printing thing that Amazon has. But if you go on Amazon and type in Maker Notebook, you could buy it. And if you do, please leave a review. I'd appreciate that.
It's the number one in Maker Notebooks right now. I don't know.
It is. It's actually. Yeah, it is. It is the number one in Maker Notebook.
Okay.
Because there is another company that had Maker's Notebook. It was much more expensive, and I jumped ahead of them. So if you look up Maker Notebook,
Well, as I said in the review that I wrote on Amazon for this new product, I think anybody who is a creative person would benefit from having this.
Yes. Yeah.
there you go.
It really is a useful tool.
I had seen videos on how you can design blank journals or notebooks and put them on Amazon. The process is not that hard. And I always design on paper. And I always was like, it'd be great if it was grid on one side, lines on the other, and then you could make it. And that's what it is. So there you go. Let us know if you buy one and leave us a review, or me a review. I appreciate that.
And while
Todd.
you're reviewing, go to Apple Podcasts and leave our podcast a review.
That's right.
There you go. Do that
I mean,
too.
we don't say that often enough. So.
We don't say that often enough. Or any of your podcast apps.
Yes.
There you go. Todd, what do you got? What's in the box?
Okay, so this is my last of several Moon Knight related things. This is I have a Mr. Knight figure, which is 1/12 scale. This is a unlicensed figure. It's I had to get this in AliExpress. It's
Oh, really?
Alton Custom. Okay, I think that's what that says. It says this is a homemade toy on the back of the box.
Wow.
The 1/12 figures have been out for a while. The tailoring on this thing, it's a dude in a white mask and a white suit, is absolutely superb. There's wires in the suit to make it hang right. The proportions are absolutely perfect. This is a character who came out in the around 2015, 2016, and when Warren Ellis was writing Moon Knight. It's one of his alternate identities. There hasn't been an action figure of this character. So there was a Mr. Knight in the Marvel series who's a little bit different. There's a Marvel Legends figure and then a Soso Toys figure of that also, which is really cool. But this is really the only action figure that exists of this character version. And it's great. I was really, really surprised. It also comes with, because in that story, he's kind of haunted by Khonshu, who looks just like him, except he has the Khonshu head. It comes with a little Khonshu head, which is interchangeable. If I had not snapped the neck post when I was trying to take this off originally, it's
That's
okay.
the downside of a
I'm
handmade
3D
toy.
printing a replacement neck post, and I'm like on my third resizing effort. I'm going to get it. This came with an unprecedented 14 hands. Okay,
That's crazy.
it's crazy.
nuts.
But they're tiny, and you just. So a scarf, which I'll never use, and then paradoxically, the two sort of Billy Club things that Mr. Knight has in the Moon Knight series. So it's comic book accurate, but he's got two props in the Moon Knight series. Anyways, inexpensive for what it is. It's a little bit less than like the Mezco toys are, and you could find it in various Chinese outlets. So that will, like I said, probably be I have every, as I've said many times, every Moon Knight figure there is, and I think I now have every unlicensed one as well. So, yeah. But, so I'll just, it goes.
It's cool that when these sort of knockoff, I guess they're knockoff things turn out to be pretty good.
I'll tell you, the one that the So-So Toys figure, which I think you can still get in Fanboy, is utterly amazing. It is absolutely Hot Toys quality, and they're just, everybody's upping their game on this stuff. So very, very cool.
And with a lot of stuff, I wonder if it's sort of made in the same factories as other stuff.
I suspect it probably is.
Yeah.
That the head from the Oscar Isaac, I wasn't going to display that head. I can't not display it with that head. It's one of the nicest character heads I've got. So, very, very cool.
Cool. Okay, this is a short one, although it's not even that short. 55 minutes, people. We always go over an hour, but
Barry's got things to do.
We got things to do. I got to get up early.
I have
too.
sleeping to do. I have to get up early.
Oh yeah, it was always a hassle. But we got some. There's definitely more TV stuff coming. We got, before you know it, we have the Acolyte. That's coming soon.
We're only a couple weeks away.
Barry, we totally forgot Discovery.
I didn't see it, so don't talk about it.
What's that? We're not going to ruin it.
You love ruining everything.
Meh.
There's nothing to say. It's just
that's what I'm saying.
Continues to be mediocre.
It's basically, it's like, I will say they broke away from the Burnham goes on a field trip with somebody, for this episode, because it's kind of a bottle episode, and they killed somebody. So that's something, which may not be a permanent condition. That's not
spoiling something?
No, I said somebody.
But I know somebody.
I said, and that may or may not. It may or may not stick.
I don't care about anybody.
That's what you don't.
Except for the cat. I only care about the cat.
All right, this is what I'll say, and it also doesn't give anything away. There's a scene where Burnham's on the bridge talking to the crew. They're all different people. I've never seen these people before.
No,
it's not like the night shift.
This is the thing, Barry, that gets me. It's like these poor freaking people each got one line per episode. And now they've cycled them out, and they have different people.
I didn't even recognize any of the bridge crew.
Yeah. No, some of them, it's about half old and half new. But
no, you're right.
Where's
it's about half.
Detmer? And where, it's like, yeah, you want to get
the alien head guy was there, but then the people driving the ship were all unknown people.
If they, and I know they did a Lower Decks episode on Next Gen, but even if they took an episode of one of these shows and did there's got to be 3 crews. Right? On the bridge, at least. Yep. So if they did something that was clever, and I don't know what the clever part is, but it's like A crew, B crew, C crew, and they, what do they all go through? Because somebody's sitting, you're not sitting for more than 8 hours on the bridge.
They bring a character back in this episode that I completely forgot existed. Okay.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it's like, and you're just like, oh, yeah. Okay. That was, yeah. So.
And listen, for what it's worth, I don't think security personnel would wear such tight-fitting clothes. It just doesn't seem practical.
Well, there's less stuff to grab.
I guess.
If you're scuffling with somebody.
It doesn't seem very movable.
Is it like a wrestling singlet? That's why you wear singlet. There's nothing
exactly. That's what I was. So that doesn't bother me in that regard, but it's more like, yeah, okay.
Whatever. It's. I'm.
How many do we have left?
I'm invested, so I'm going to finish it, but I don't care. I really
and that's kind of where, yeah. That's so. Anyways, we've totally covered it, and tune in, Dave, to see who maybe is dead. I don't even believe that. So.
Okay, we'll see. I got to get caught up. They've been unmotivated.
I'm going to miss that cat. That's all I got to say.
I have a feeling that Todd and I will finish the season and Dave will be exactly where he is right now.
He'll be 5 episodes behind.
It's just been very busy. We've got graduations.
I know you got stuff
all
going
kinds
on.
of stuff going on.
I said this, I think I texted this to you. boy, the theme of this episode really seemed to be Samet's trying to get somebody else to do his work. Every scene that he's in, it's like, oh, you can't leave. You need to do this.
You can't leave. You have to help me.
You have to do this. And, I'm going to do that. No, you need to be working on this. And, it's like, what do you actually do?
He's getting
We've talked more about this show that no one likes than any show we've ever talked about.
And that's why it's fun, Dave. Come on. Okay. Any last thoughts?
No.
Roger Corman died, unfortunately.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Roger Corman.
Yep.
Riff Randall, Rock and Roll High School.
That's it.
There you go. And thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.